Hello everyone, it's Shane Canto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Italian Studies. And this is from writer-director Adam Leone, and focuses on a writer who loses her memory, is lost in New York City, and begins making connections with teens and other people, having conversations, interviewing them about life, and her trying to piece things together enough to make her way back home. And this film from Leon, it's an interesting idea, right? It has this concept which could have a lot of ways about going with it. You could have something like After Hours where you're like desperately trying to get home and having all of these roadblocks popping up, but here it's really focusing on this character who Vanessa Kirby plays, Alina, who's really trying to piece her life together, her perspective back together, and learning from all these other characters. Kirby does a fantastic job. She's a very talented actress, and she sells the forgotten memories and this lostness so well. And she also has some great chemistry with some of these characters. There's one particular one at this place where she starts talking about food and like hot dogs and stuff like that with this young man, and they have an interesting oddball kind of chemistry together. And it was one of the more affecting conversations. It felt organic and natural and kind of endearing. And you have some of these interactions throughout the film that do feel meaningful, do feel like they're pulling you in a bit. But overall, it kind of feels like an aimless wandering around narrative, which it literally is. And it doesn't feel like it really comes together cohesively into an effective narrative. There are scenes where it like cuts away and she's interviewing these teenagers, she's having these conversations with people with deep thematic ideas and perspectives on people. But when you wrap it all together, you pull it tight to create a film, this hour and barely 20-minute film doesn't really feel like it amounts up to much. It doesn't feel like I just watched a satisfying story. Even though it has some interesting characters, the tough thing about Alina is she doesn't have any memories. What is her character? What is her personality? Who is she? And you do get to learn a lot about all these random characters, but never enough to make a long-lasting connection to make that anchor for us as she's trying to find her way home. But in the end, I feel like this had a lot of potential, but never really cohesively came together in a deep, meaningful way and an affecting way. And so then it just feels like you have a strong performance, interesting ideas, some moving and poignant conversations, but not a full cohesive film that will effectively move you and interest you and engage you for the length of the film. But those are my thoughts on Italian Studies. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.